15 signs you're dealing with narcissistic abuse. In the complex dance of relationships, have you ever felt like you're waltzing through shadows, unsure if the steps you're taking are your own, or part of a choreography you didn't sign up for? Welcome to the enigmatic world of narcissistic abuse, where the shadows conceal a perilous ballet of manipulation and control. Within the obscured corners of seemingly loving relationships, narcissistic abuse quietly thrives, casting its dark spell on the unsuspecting. As we embark on this journey, we'll peel back the layers, exposing the subtle yet potent patterns that define narcissistic abuse, patterns often overlooked in the shadows of love and companionship. Brace yourself for the stark illumination of real-life scenarios, drawing back the curtains on the clandestine theatrics of emotional manipulation. Let's dive into the narratives that bring to light the 15 signs, revealing the nuanced tactics employed by those who weave webs of control. Are you ready to decode the mysteries of narcissistic abuse? Watch till the end and subscribe. Sign 1. Gaslighting, manipulating someone into doubting their own reality. Gaslighting is a psychological tactic where an individual deliberately distorts or denies the truth, causing the victim to question their perception of reality. Example: your partner consistently denies saying hurtful things, making you question your memory and sanity. In this insidious scenario, your partner repeatedly insists that they never made hurtful comments, despite your vivid recollections. Their denial creates a surreal atmosphere where you start questioning the accuracy of your own memories, fostering self-doubt and emotional turmoil. Sign 2. Emotional roller coaster, extreme highs and lows in emotional interactions. Emotional roller coaster refers to the unpredictable and intense fluctuations in emotional experiences within a relationship, leaving individuals feeling disoriented. Example: your friend showers you with affection one moment and withdraws completely the next, leaving you emotionally confused. Picture a friend who alternates between lavishing you with affection, compliments and support one day, only to suddenly withdraw into silence or criticism the next. This inconsistency creates an emotional whirlwind, leaving you perplexed and emotionally on edge. Sign 3. Lack of empathy, inability or unwillingness to understand and share another's feelings. Lack of empathy involves a consistent absence of emotional understanding and support for the feelings of others. Example: your parent dismisses your struggles, telling you to toughen up without acknowledging your pain. Consider a scenario where you open up to a parent about your emotional struggles, only to be met with dismissive remarks like, "You need to toughen up. Life is hard." This lack of empathy exacerbates feelings of isolation and inadequacy. Sign 4. Constant criticism, persistent fault-finding and undermining of one's self-worth. Constant criticism involves ongoing negative evaluations that erode an individual's self-esteem and self-worth. Example: your boss consistently criticizes your work, focusing on flaws without acknowledging your achievements. Imagine a workplace where your efforts are consistently undermined. Your boss highlights every mistake but fails to acknowledge your accomplishments, creating a toxic atmosphere that chips away at your confidence over time. Sign 5. Isolation, controlling and limiting access to supportive relationships. Isolation is a manipulative tactic that involves gradually cutting off ties with friends, family, or any external support systems. Example: your partner discourages you from spending time with friends and family, gradually isolating you from your support network. Envision a partner who subtly discourages your interactions with friends and family, insisting on spending all your time together. This gradual isolation leaves you emotionally dependent, furthering their control. Sign 6. Financial manipulation, exerting control over financial resources to maintain dominance. Financial manipulation entails dominating and controlling access to financial resources within the relationship. Example: your spouse controls all finances, giving you limited access and making financial decisions without your input. Picture a scenario where your spouse takes full control of all financial matters, leaving you with restricted access and no say in financial decisions. This control fosters dependency and limits your autonomy. Sign 7. Love bombing followed by devaluation, showering someone with affection before abruptly withdrawing it. Love bombing involves overwhelming displays of affection, attention, and gifts, followed by sudden withdrawal and devaluation. Example: your new romantic interest overwhelms you with love and gifts initially, then suddenly becomes distant and critical. Imagine a new romantic interest that lavishes you with attention, love, and extravagant gifts during the initial phase. Suddenly, without warning, they withdraw and start criticizing, leaving you bewildered and questioning the authenticity of their affections. Sign 8. Boundaries. Violation, disregarding personal boundaries and invading privacy. Boundaries violation encompasses a consistent disregard for personal space and individual limits. Example: your colleague consistently goes through your personal belongings without your permission. Envision a scenario where a colleague consistently invades your personal space, going through your belongings without permission. This violation creates a sense of vulnerability and unease. Sign 9. Projecting a false image, maintaining a facade that doesn't align with true character. Projecting a false image involves presenting a persona that contradicts one's authentic self. Example: your friend portrays themselves as compassionate in public but mocks others behind their backs. Consider a friend who in public projects an image of compassion and kindness, but behind closed doors engages in gossip, mockery, and derision. This stark contrast reveals a manipulative use of persona to control perceptions. Sign 10. Triangulation. Creating conflicts between individuals to maintain control. Triangulation involves instigating conflicts between individuals to foster control and prevent solidarity. Example: your supervisor pits team members against each other, fostering competition and preventing solidarity. In a workplace scenario, imagine a supervisor who subtly pits team members against each other, creating an atmosphere of competition and mistrust. This undermines team cohesion, making it easier for the supervisor to exert control. Sign 11. Hoovering. Attempts to draw you back into the relationship after withdrawal. Hoovering is a tactic where the abuser attempts to re-engage or re-establish contact after a period of withdrawal. Example: your ex-partner, after breaking up, bombards you with messages expressing regret and promises to change. Visualize an ex-partner who, after breaking up, bombards you with messages expressing regret, love, and promises to change. This emotional manipulation aims to lure you back into the relationship. Sign 12. Victim blaming, shifting responsibility onto the victim for the abuser's actions. Example: your sibling blames you for their outbursts, claiming that you provoked them intentionally. Imagine a scenario where a sibling consistently blames you for their emotional outbursts, insisting that your actions provoked them intentionally. This shifts accountability and creates a sense of guilt. Sign 13. Hypersensitivity to criticism, reacting defensively to any form of critique. Hypersensitivity to criticism involves reacting with defensiveness and hostility to any form of constructive feedback. Example: your coworker becomes enraged when given constructive feedback, viewing it as a personal attack. Envision a coworker who, instead of accepting constructive feedback, becomes enraged and defensive, perceiving any critique as a personal attack. This hypersensitivity hinders collaboration and growth. Sign 14. Lack of accountability, refusing to take responsibility for one's actions. Lack of accountability involves a consistent unwillingness to acknowledge and take responsibility for one's actions. Example: your business partner consistently blames external factors for failures, avoiding accountability. Picture a business partner who habitually deflects blame onto external factors, refusing to acknowledge their role in failures. This lack of accountability can have severe consequences for the partnership. Sign 15. Fear of retaliation, creating an environment where expressing disagreement is met with intimidation. Fear of retaliation involves establishing an atmosphere where expressing disagreement or criticism is met with intimidation and potential harm. Example: your friend threatens to spread damaging rumors if you ever confront them about their behavior. In a friendship scenario, visualize a friend who, when confronted about their behavior, responds with threats to spread damaging rumors about you. This creates an environment of fear, discouraging open communication. In unraveling the intricate web of narcissistic abuse, the recognition of these 15 signs becomes a beacon guiding survivors toward liberation. Each example illustrates the profound impact of manipulation on one's psyche, emphasizing the urgency of breaking free from the clutches of emotional tyranny. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.